Today in the news, the body of a Dallas area man, 19 years old, was recovered from Lake Texacoma, and a Texas court says the virus fear alone is not enough for mail-in balloting. That in the Dallas Hospital Capacity Report. Today is May 29th, 2020, and this is Dallas Weekly News. Hello, I'm your host, Patrick Washington, and this is Dallas Weekly News. The body of a Dallas area man missing since early Monday was found Wednesday on the Oklahoma banks of Lake Texoma. The Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation reports the body of Julian J.J. Ali, 19 years old, was found about noon near the US 70 bridge over the Ouachita River arm of the lake that straddles the Texas-Oklahoma border. The Louisville, Texas man was last seen at the entrance to Catfish Bay, just south of the bridge. The Oklahoma State Medical Examiner will perform an autopsy to determine the cause of death. Texas officials fighting to block widespread mail-in voting during the pandemic claim victory after the state's highest court ruled Wednesday that a lack of immunity to the coronavirus doesn't qualify someone to cast a ballot by mail. The decision was unanimous by the Texas Supreme Court, which is stocked with 9 Republican justices, including one who revealed last week that she had tested positive for COVID-19. Texas generally limits mail balloting for only voters 65 years and older or that have a disability. Justice Eva Guzman wrote the court was unified in the conclusion that fear of contracting a disease is not a physical condition. The Texas Democratic Party blasted the decision and moved its hopes to a similar challenge playing out in federal court. But not all saw the decision as a total loss. The top elected officials in Houston and Harris County Attorney Douglas Ray said he believed the ruling leaves room for each voter to decide themselves whether they qualify and gives clerks basically no ability to second-guess the reasoning. In Texas, voters do not have to describe their disability when requesting a mail-in ballot. Republican Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, who earlier this month lost lower court decisions that would have expanded mail-in ballots to all the state's 16 million registered voters, has argued that fear of getting the virus alone doesn't qualify as a disability. He appealed the court for keeping the status quo with just weeks until the state is set to hold primary runoff elections in July. Paxton has taken a hard line on resisting efforts by Democrats and voting rights groups to try expanding mail-in balloting in Texas. His fight comes as President Donald Trump rallies against mail-in balloting and alleges without evidence that it leads to total election fraud. The fight in Texas is just one of several court battles across the country over efforts mainly by Democrats to expand access to mail-in ballots amid the pandemic. In Wisconsin, where election officials drew widespread criticism for holding its April 7th presidential primary, even in other states delaying vote. A new lawsuit filed for this month argued that not enough has been done since then and to ensure the upcoming elections can be conducted safely and fairly. The court rejected Paxton's request to bar local election officials from accepting mail-in ballots based on claims of disability because of the virus. Justice Nathan Haish wrote that the court was confident that election officials will comply with the broader decision. And now the Dallas City Hospital Capacity Report. This has been Dallas Weekly News. I'm your host, Patrick Washington. And for more stories, you can go to dallasweekly.com and, of course, follow us on social media at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And as always, if you can, stay home. Please stay safe. And as always, we'll see you next week.